Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Blacksheep podcast. We're finally here. It's been a long time coming. Episode 1. Thank you guys for joining us. Finally, Tyler's joining me. We got the crew together. So in this episode, we're just going to go over who we are, why we're Blacksheep, what led to this, and talk some NBA playoffs. Playoffs started today, so we're going to go over our series-by-series predictions. We're only going to do the first round. We're not going all the way to the finals. We'll discuss all that stuff later. But again, thank you guys for tuning in. All our socials are down below in the description. If you could hit that follow and hit that follow on all the socials, button on YouTube, turn on that notification bell so you know when we upload on Blacksheep. Comment down below your guys' thoughts of the episode. If you guys got any questions for us, use the hashtag AskBSP. We love looking at that stuff. We want to make this as interactive as we can for fans. So please let us know. Follow us on our socials and let us know. So who is Blacksheep? We are two dudes from Southwest Ohio, and our sports allegiances are nowhere near here. I mean, I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, Detroit Pistons fan. Closest I come is Columbus, Ohio with Ohio State, but every one of mine, I mean, they're all terrible, so you know I'm loyal. You got my man over here. Where your allegiances lie?
Let's start with the bad ones. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm a San Francisco Giants fan. Then we got the Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. And then that's about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say I'm also a Chicago White Sox fan. So
I don't want to claim the Lakers yet. I can't claim the Lakers. I'm a bronsexual, so
there we go.
See
yeah,
how that goes.
He's a Braun maniac. He's whoever Braun goes, Tyler goes. You might see multiple jerseys on this pod. But yeah, I mean that's who we are. This has been. I mean, we started talking about this a year ago, probably. We got our logo in July of 2019. The plan was to go live in March. You know, Rona kind of threw the whole world off right there. So it's gotten pushed back, but we're finally here with episode 1. Thank you guys for joining us again, and we're going to go right into some NBA picks. Tyler, where do you want to start off at?
We can start in the East. We'll do start with the 1 seed Bucks versus the Magic. Is there anything you want to talk about? Or
Man, I think me and you talked about this earlier. The NBA playoffs just isn't fun until the conference finals.
I don't think it's fun at all this year. It seems just a little weird. It seems like pickup games. I watched a little bit today. I watched a little bit today, and I'm like, man, this just doesn't feel like it should. Should be excited. I've watched every NBA playoff game. Excited no matter who the team is, and now I'm just like, oh, okay. Donovan Mitchell drops 57. That's cool. It's like no excitement whatsoever.
Hell that nobody got to see in person. Like the crowd would be going crazy. It went to OT too. It was wild. But yeah, Bucks Magic. I mean, I think this is easy sweep all day. I mean, I don't see them pulling a game. Do you?
There's nothing really to talk about. It's just an easy series. I got the Magic in 6.
The Magic in 6?
No way.
Oh, boy.
Bucks in 4 or 5, easy.
Yeah. Who we got next?
We got the Pacers and the Heat.
Now, this is going to be a good one. I think this is the series that goes 7.
You think so?
The Pacers and the Heat are, like, sneaky tough. They have 0 superstars, but they got depth. I mean, Jimmy Butler leading the Heat with Duncan Robinson, whoever that is.
Sniper.
Dropping trays. And Tyler Hero wins more on the court than he does in models DMs. And
I would say the Heat probably in 5 or 6. I'm not a big fan of the Pacers. Even though they got the bubble goat, TJ Warren. I just don't see
TJ's a monster. He's a baby Melo. Like when Melo was cool.
I just don't see them beating because Jimmy Butler is TJ Warren's father. I don't know if you've noticed that, but every time they match up, he just locks them down.
No, I'm not. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think the last time he held them to 12 points.
Hey, this is bubble Warren though. This is a different breed.
That was in the bubble. That was their last game, I believe.
Oh, dang. Never mind. My bad.
They got into that scrap earlier this year too, so it should be interesting.
R.I.P. to the Pacers.
So I see that probably 4-2 at the worst. And then we got the Celtics and the Sixers. I'm going with the Celtics. probably Ben Simmons isn't playing, right?
No, he's hurt. It's just Joel Embiid out there.
I can see the Celtics winning that in 5.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I thought it was gonna be a hot take if I said that. But
I don't think they're a true 3 seed. They got the talent to be the 1. So, and of course, seeding doesn't matter this year. So
that whole experiment was cool. The whole, tanking, stacking draft picks, and I just don't see it working out. Embiid and Simmons just don't mesh well together, and the Celtics are just amazing. I see them in the conference finals.
If Simmons gets a jump shot, then
Simmons gets a jump shot. He's the best player in the NBA. Oh, top 3.
Easy.
Top 3.
Easy on the hot takes.
Him or Giannis, if they ever get a consistent jump shot, they will be pretty much unstoppable.
And then the last matchup in the East, we got your favorite team to watch, the Raptors versus the Nets. What are your thoughts on that?
Raptors in 4. I made this comment on Twitter. The Raptors remind me of the old school Spurs. There's no true superstar, but like the way they work together, Siakam is like what Tim Duncan is. He'll do the dirty work, but they just move the ball. They all score. It's fun to watch. You love to watch that kind of basketball.
Yeah, I think I told you in a text message earlier this week that if the Lakers played like that, they'd be undefeated. No ego basketball.
Yeah, I mean, the Raptors, Kawhi was nice. He was obviously like their closer, but this team's good no matter what, and they're fun. So, yeah, I got them in 4.
Yeah, I got them in 4, too. I just hate Kyle Lowry, so I'm hoping that they can lose a couple games, keep it interesting. That'll do it for the East. Over to the West, where it gets a little more intriguing. Got the Lakers and the Blazers. I'm rolling with the Lakers all year. They're my championship pick because, I like somebody on their team. But, I say all the hype around Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum, but they're barely squeezing off wins against the Nets without their best players. And it's like, yeah, it's impressive Damian's dropping all these points, but I'm just not on that hype train. I see a lot of people picking Portland in 7, which is hilarious. I just see Lakers in 4 or 5 easy all day.
Yeah, I mean, Portland's tough. They're playing lights out. I don't see Dame dropping 60 a game. That's what he's going to have to do in order to compete. They still got to figure out who's going to match up with Anthony Davis. I'm assuming Zach Collins because he's the most mobile big man they have. But, again, it's Anthony Davis. So I'm going Lakers in 4. I would love to see it go to 7, but that's for alternate reasons.
Zach Collins is out game 1. That's a big blow.
Oh, so that's a big L game 1. So, I mean, Lakers in 4 all day.
All right, that's what I like to hear. And then we go to a more competitive series with the Rockets and the Thunder. Are you buying the small ball Rockets?
Just for this series, just because I don't like the Thunder. Chris Paul I don't think he's that good. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ain't there yet, but the Rockets just got too many shooters. They'll give up 150, but they'll score 7. It's going to be ugly, but I got him in 6.
Yeah, I'm going with the Thunder. I'm not buying the small ball. I love Steven Adams. I love Chris Paul and what he's done. So I just think if they're smart and they don't get Harden and Russ don't go off for 50 a game, I think they'll be all right. And
Do you think Steven Adams is going to make them bring out a big man, or you think they're still going to go small ball no matter what?
D'Antoni's pretty stuck in his ways, so I think they'll stick with it unless they want the Tyson Chandler in there. But what's he really going to do?
Yeah.
I just don't. And Russ is out game 1, I believe. So that could be a huge steal game for the Thunder.
Oh, yeah. That would be
start them off right.
I don't know if there's momentum in the bubble, but
is that our only pick so far that is off? You picked the Heat, right?
Yeah, I picked the Heat.
So that was our only one we didn't agree on so far.
We probably got more.
And then the next, you got the Jazz and the Nuggets.
Who you got?
I'm going with the Nuggets, probably in 5. I know.
I'm going 7.
I know Spider went off today, but
yeah, we cheated until game 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he really gonna do that again? And even when he did, they didn't get the win, so it's like not too sure on them.
Yeah, I got him in 7. I just think Quinn Snyder always has his team ready to go. It went to OT. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's going to drop 57 a game, but Mike Conley was out too. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he gets to come back. He had a kid, so I don't know how the quarantine's going to work with him coming back if he makes it in the first round or not. But that's a big deal.
If you're an athlete, are you leaving the playoffs for your kid? Let's put you in the hot spot.
Oh, see, I'm biased because I actually missed a birth of one of my kids because I was overseas. So, I mean, yeah, probably. That game shake ain't nothing at that point, but yeah, I mean, I feel it. That's a tough spot. Yeah, I feel it. That's a tough spot for Mike Conley to be in. But I'm not going back to the bubble, if I'm being honest.
They should bend the rules a little bit. They should bend the rules for things like that. In my opinion.
Well, he's going to be in a hospital, so you'd assume he's quarantined there. So he should be able to come in clean and clear.
You'd think. But they were going to go to the last series out west. They're playing right now as we record. The Clippers and the Mavs.
This is going to be a fun one. I love Luka, but I don't see it happening.
I can see this going 7. This is one of
the
only ones in the first round.
Probably one of the worst first-round matchups the team could have got. Like, if I'm the Clippers, I hate going to the Mavs first round.
Yeah, I'm a big Luka fan. I'm a big Porzingis fan. So I think they can make it tough. Tough 7 games. I would say they'd win, but that's a little LA bias. But
yeah. It's going to be an all-LA finals. I think we both expect that. But, yeah. Again, Luka's just amazing, and he's made it look even better inside the bubble. What that kid does, I mean, he's like Larry Bird. Like, he's not the most athletic dude on the court, but he just does some amazing things.
Yeah, they need to slow down.
I think Larry Bird's a little stretch right now, but he doesn't have the defense.
Well, they're comparing him to LeBron, so you can compare him to Larry Bird, I think.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think the LeBron thing's a little stretch. I hate the comparisons to those guys who are all-time greats. Like, let Luka be great, but he's not. Let's chill on the first or second best player of all time kind of great.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but the NBA Twitter is a lot of recency bias. Like I saw on Twitter today that I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I guess LeBron ran into Westbrook when he was getting treatment or something. He's like, "How's the quad?" And he's like, "Quad's good." And they're like, "Oh, LeBron's scared. He don't want to see him in the second round. He's terrified. He wants to." Like, man, you can't just ask somebody a question without being terrified.
Twitter's the worst. I like it because it's the most up-to-date news you could get, but it is the absolute worst. I made the mistake of commenting against the blue check mark going against the grain. That was the worst 12 hours of my life.
Yeah, you could never do that. I stay away from those arguments.
Oh, it was terrible. I had to delete the tweet. It finally stopped. It wasn't anything bad either. It was just going against Shannon Sharp. Don't do that.
Gotta stay
I love
away
Shannon
from those.
Yeah, Shannon, hope you're watching. No, but we just wanted to come in here with a quick episode. Is there anything else you want to touch on? Anything else in the world of sports? College football is going crazy. We know about that. They don't know what's going on there.
We can start with, do you think there will be an NFL season? Came out today that the Chiefs are going to start at 22% capacity, which is 16,000 people. It is the August 17th. That game's September 10th. Do you see there being fans in the stands that game?
No, if we're being honest. I think there's going to be a season? Absolutely. Do I think there's going to be fans? And that's a stretch, especially with the way everything is going right now. I think everybody is waiting for that first person to have fans. So I think, I mean, if the Chiefs do, you'll see stadiums all over the league with fans in them after that. I think the Chiefs, if they have fans, will be the only week 1 team that allows it. But week 2, you'll see every stadium open that up. NFL cares about money. Money talks.
Yeah, that's
Nobody
true.
Nobody wants that cap drop.
What do they do if, say they're 3 weeks into the season? Let's just throw out names. Say Joe Burrow has coronavirus. Say Mahomes has COVID or had in one of those first 3 weeks. all the big names, say Lamar, like all these big names start getting it and missing games, and the product goes down. Because obviously you're not going to tune into a Ravens game for RG3. I mean, unless you're a Ravens fan. But if we can't watch Lamar every game, he has to. What will they do? Sit out 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, there's a 2-week quarantine. They're taking tests every day. I don't see the NFL stopping. I think we saw with the XFL. I mean, there's pretty good ratings for a pretty mediocre product. And, I mean, RG3 for 2 games isn't awful. Now, if it's RG3 versus Matt Moore, that might not be the greatest matchup. But
they play week 3. I don't think, and put some respect on Te'amu.
I mean, I think that it will take a full team going down. Like, if it's only 2 or 3 guys, I think they push through it, even if it's the marquee Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson guys. I just don't see – because, again, I mean, we talked about it. The cap hit that's going to happen from the loss of revenue, it's going to be bad. So teams want to try to get as much as they can, especially for teams that just signed a bunch of big-name guys. Like the Cowboys are going to have their whole cap tied into Dak Prescott, Zeke, and daggone DeMarcus Lawrence.
That's what I'm worried about with the Chiefs. It's like we just signed all these guys to huge deals, and we want to keep this nucleus together as long as possible because you got all these stars in young ages, Chris Jones, Mahomes, Matthew. It's like if the season doesn't happen, how does that contract work? Does it just keep? Do you lose a year? Does it just keep going? How does your cap work? All that stuff just gets confusing at that point.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch because this is obviously something nobody's ever lived through. I don't think anybody, especially watching this, was around in 1918, and World War II might be the closest thing to it in terms of massive players having to leave. But yeah, this is gonna be quite the ride.
My worst fear is I can just see it now. You just win a playoff game, going into the championship game, then you got a team is out partying, you lose. It's going to be the Chiefs-Ravens championship game. Then Lamar gets it or somebody gets it, and you're like, oh, well, this isn't exciting.
Yeah, and that's what I think the NFL really needs to clamp down on, because we've seen it in baseball. The teams who adhere to the rules, they don't need a bubble. They just don't go out. They go home. They go back to work, do their business. They're fine. But then you see teams like the Cardinals and the Marlins, hey, let's go to a club. Now you have a Rona outbreak, and you're missing games. So I think the NFL is going to be super strict. I mean, the Seahawks already cut a player for trying to sneak a girl into the bubble. So,
I mean, she looked like. I need to see a picture.
There's a picture. Yeah, I wonder, like, if she had team gear on. So was she, like, big enough to pass as a player, or, like, she's the kicker? What number was she
come in with shoulder pads on and heels?
Yeah, like, oh, geez. Can you imagine the talking? Like, come on, you really thought you were going to get this over on us?
Yeah, that's a rough one.
So now the first thing is going to be, if a big player does that, what's the NFL going to do? Let's say, I don't know, Baker Mayfield sneaks the Cheesecake Factory girl into the hotel. What's the NFL going to do? What are the Browns going to do?
They're going to sweep that under the rug.
Yeah, Joe Burrow, bring somebody over. I don't think he will. He's still living with mom and dad, right? But, just in case.
But, yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting because, like, MLB kind of has a leeway. Like, the Cardinals got it really bad, and the Marlins got it really bad. But they can kind of delay games, do doubleheaders, things like that. So it's like, will the NFL expand the season if it gets into the playoffs and say the Browns are going up against someone in the playoffs and there's an outbreak for the Browns? Will they wait for that game, or will they just go with disqualification? It's like, what do you do?
I think they're extending it because they're not competing with anyone. You got to think in the spring, all it's going to be is the NBA, and the NFL smokes the NBA in every metric. Baseball, who knows how fast that turnaround is going to be because their season's going to be over. I don't know how long those players need to get ready. It's going to be, I think the spring, if it does get canceled, I mean, they're going to compete with college football, maybe. I don't think that happens, but I think college football, if they don't play it now, they're not playing until next year.
Do you think they would do like a playoff bubble if it came down to it?
Oh, absolutely. I think if they had the chance, they would go to like an LA or a Vegas probably with the new stadiums, newer stadiums, stuff like that. Get all the teams, take the hotels around, and bubble it up for AFC, NFC playoffs, and you keep going.
That was my thought. Maybe just do it there, or like AFC somewhere, NFC somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then it's like, man, football's watching these sports with no fans. It's like, man, whatever. I mean, it's not as exciting, but
see, football might be fun because of the hits. Like you can hear hits with fans in the stands. I don't know how much crowd noise they're gonna pump in, but it might be you might be hearing some popping.
That's the only thing. It's like, because as a Chiefs fan, that tomahawk chop will get you going. All that noise, one of the loudest stadiums, if not the loudest. It is the loudest. It's not a thing. But it's like Sunday is going to be the same without that. That's like a big part of the game in football.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, and I really hope that they go through with it, and I want to know how they're going to do tickets if they do go through with it. Like, because the Jags are coming to Cincy. I mean, I got some pretty hefty talk waged on that game. And this is 2 years in a row. The Jags never come this way. I always have to drive to Indy. So it would have been awesome to go 2 years in a row. But, yeah.
So I really hope beat up on that defense.
Yeah, right. We'll have to talk about Burrow later and some quarterback rankings. That'll be for future episodes.
Yes,
but, yeah, I mean, the sports world right now is crazy. Luckily, Blacksheep's on top of it to bring our expert opinions into these things.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's going to be a little rough with these Zoom meetings. You don't have the chemistry. You're going to have to hear us talk over each other with a little bit of a lag maybe every once in a while. But thank you guys for sticking with us, and we'll get to in person here soon, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, everybody. Again, all our socials are down there in the description. Follow me, Ty. Check our awesome sports takes. Follow Blacksheep on Facebook. We have conversations all the time. I go into some in-depth stuff. I'll talk about some things. And then we have a Patreon, too, if you want to support the channel. Help us, build this channel. We have that. Go click it. We offer exclusives there. There's a couple different packages. You can get an extra episode a week. We'll guarantee that you get your question asked on air. You can even come on air with privileges, Just a couple of perks. Help us out with Black Sheep. Thank you guys again. Hit that subscribe button, share it, and we'll see you guys later. Thank you.